recording. No? I say that our learning should be also for the speedy recovery and welfare. Shmuel Mordechai ben Rachel and Yudalei ben Esther.
That's
Huh?
What?
correct.
Shmuel Yudalei ben Esther.
That's correct, Rav.
No, בסדר. So let us hear that everybody
Over the table.
should be healthy. And the main thing, of course, we are praying for Eretz Israel. So difficult to hear the news. In one way, the army is doing very good job, but the other end, every day the radio tells you at least one person was killed, one soldier was killed, and to understand what does he do, what does for a family. Many of them are got children and wives. It's a terrible thing. What shall I tell you? We need just to pray hard to God to bring a stop to this. And of course, we are now coming to Sukkot. Sukkot is Zman Simchatenu. This is the time to be rejoice. So let us hope that things will be better, that we will be able to rejoice with a full heart. Okay, we have to start chapter 7, נכון? You tell me if I'm right, because my memory is not working. So Braina said I'm right, okay. So we are in chapter 7, we're starting chapter 7. It is, what shall I tell you, it's very, very interesting the way that Shlomo HaMelech is put his teaching, as we already saw last times, describing quite vividly how the evil inclination works. And in our chapter today, even becomes more like very, as trying to describes the enticement of Erlot, Isha Zona. So he starts like this. Introduction. Bni, my son, keep my saying and hide any commandments with you. So it gives you an introduction that talking about the sayings, the stories of the Torah, the laws of the Torah, the commandments and the stories, and live according, this comes now the second verse, keep my commandments and live, and my instruction like the apple of your eyes. Interesting, the apple of our eyes, and this is a very, if you want, the common thing that you want to say to something, be very, 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 very careful, like look after it like the apple of your eye. Isn't like a common kind of thing that if you want to make somebody look, it's so precious and so on, look after it like the apple of your eye. Because he said, this will be שמור מצוותיו וחיה, and live. Through them you shall live. Can be live, physically live, means it wouldn't be any result to punish you if you observe the commandments. It can mean live in a spiritual way. It gives you a spiritual life. And also, one of the commentary says, it can be in the world to come. You will achieve eternal life. So, eternal life. Now, continue, bind them on your fingers. Inscribe them on the tablet of your heart. Not only that you just think, you must actually make a note on your fingers. If you want to remember something, yes, what you do, you take your handkerchief and you make a note to remind you. So bind it on your fingers. And so this is what he says here. Like I said, if a person expand the figure as a person who ties a string around his finger in order to remember something. So here also, to remember, like tying a string around your finger. He brings here another idea that it can be maybe that you should watch it like a precious ring that you put on your finger. Well, what does a person put on a finger? He puts a ring. Of course, you don't put just a cheap ring. You get a golden ring. You get something precious and expensive. So this should be the words of Torah or wisdom. You you keep it like in your finger as a pressure thing. 4, say to wisdom, you are my sister, and you shall call understanding a kinsman. In other words, be so close and treat the wisdom like close like a sister, and you shall call understanding a kinsman. So you should live by it close and the whole time. Now comes, after this introduction, what are the dangers? To guard you from a strange woman, from an alien woman who talks smoothly. The wisdom guards you from being attracted to a strange woman, which the symbol of the lustful soul. And the whole chapter, he puts all this as he presents in a very, how would I say, without strong by the lust and the evil inclination which works on us, attracting us to do like how women or a woman tries to catch her boyfriend or whatever it is. כי בחלון ביתי, 6, for from the window of my house, through my lattice, I gazed. It speaks like a person that is wise and understands how people behave. So it's like can able to watch, like he's watching from his the window, like this is what said, כי בחלון ביתי, from the window, yeah, from the window, I can gaze upon others as he can see how other people are falling into the trap. 7, and I saw among the simple, I discerned among the youth a lad devoid of sense. Talking about how people are not using their wisdom to be able to avoid or to be careful to watch. And it says like, what they say, among the simple, like people who are easily being enticed and they don't realize where they are going to, how this thing can lead you to the end. Now it puts like a picture, like this man that is being enticed is like crossing the street next to a corner, and he walks on the way to her house. Of course, he's talking about how this person is being started to be attracted to this woman, and it's like in the beginning, it's like a kind of a gradual development, how he becomes enticed. Therefore, he said, in the beginning, he said, a young lad and so on, which obviously he's not talking about it, it's only applicable to young in age, but the person that behaves the way that he describes is like a child. So he comes, he walks in the street in order to come near the house of this, we call it the harlot. In the twilight, number 9, in twilight, in the evening of the day, in the pitch darkness of the night, he's a little bit in the beginning very embarrassed and ashamed if you'll be seen walking to this woman. So when does he do it? He does it at night and nobody can see him. Nobody watches. This is the time that he comes nearer. So it starts when it's become twilight, and in order to be with her at night. And behold, number 10, a woman was coming towards him. The nakedness of a harlot with a heart besieged. So I tell you how this, all, he puts it in a very kind of, we say, very simple what happens if it comes with a harlot, but obviously, as we said, it's supposed to be what the Yetzer Hara, how he entices him. So it's like the she like the harlot is like this person, what Rabban says, only the upper part of her body, referred to as the heart, is surrounded on or unwrapped in her clothing. The lower part is exposed. This is how to attract and entice. 11, she's bustling and rebellious. Her feet don't dwell in her house. She says, the Ibn Ezra, she makes much noise that it's dark, but she makes a noise that the guy will sorry, that takes notice that she is there. And makes a big noise, of course, in opposite to if a woman usually is a woman which is decent, She doesn't make noise. She speaks softly. She doesn't make any big noises. But this woman, she is rebellious by having her way of behavior. Which as she goes, she lives the right way of behavior. This is like she is rebellious. She turns away from the road and again, then nobody should be able to see her, only the one that she wants to catch. 12. Sometimes she is in the street, sometimes in the squares, and she lurks at every corner. She looks to catch him in a corner that she will be secluded with her lover. So she's choosing where is the best time for her to catch him and to have him with her. Comes the 13, she takes hold of him and kisses him. Presently, she says to him, I had to bring peace offerings. Today I paid my vows. I'm reading 14, 15 together because it is one point here. Therefore, I've come out toward you to look for you, and I found you. What does it mean? She tries to play that actually she is a very decent woman. I had to bring peace offering. She's like saying, I prepared. She can be a peace offering can mean as if she's telling him that, like in had to bring peace offering, which like can be a sacrifice, a peace offering, or more in a practical can be that she I prepare a great feast because I paid my vows and my whatever. So it's like, I'm she like say putting some perhaps a spice like of religion to it. I'm actually quite a woman that I when I made a vow and I paid and made and filled and I made a peace offering and prepared and so therefore there is a big feast which to attract him to come.
Adam, Adam,
How can I close I think I cannot, can I
John,
close?
can you mute? John, if possible, can you just mute?
I got lost here.
John,
Adam,
John, close your,
If you can just mute the audio, John.
how do I do that?
No, John has to do it. John, can you just mute the audio? Just to press a button on the audio.
John,
Yes.
press the button on the audio.
Oh, Adam, can you just press to mute? Press the button on the audio.
I can?
No, John can.
John, can you please close the button on the audio that we won't hear him?
Please. Close it off. Okay.
על כן יצאתי לקראתך לשחרר פניך ואמצעיך. He said, look, it's a very big day to me today. I prepared a peace offering, and therefore I went out to find you. So then Sudan David said, because
Okay.
I prepared this big feast as a payment for that I brought, like, it can be a sacrifice. So there is a lot of meat that you can come and share with me. And therefore, I went out, 15, therefore I come out toward you to look for you, and I found you. So I'm happy that I found you, then we can now have a good time. So we start like having a nice meal together, and what did I yes, she shows her love, she kisses him. All these are the ways are to entice him. And then comes the second stage after a meal, 16. I bedecked my couch with covers, with superior braided work of Egypt. Prepared the bed with a very expensive bedding. Something which apparently Egypt was known to have linen. Rashi makes a reference that in other places Egypt is known in Tanakh that to have very expensive linen. Seventeen, נפתי משכבי מור, אוהלים וקינמון. I fanned my couch with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. It means nice perfume. I lavished upon my couch. Okay. Everything, obviously, ways how to attract this man. 18. Come, let us take our fill of love making until morning. Let us enjoy ourselves with an amorous embraces. So actually, I'm thinking how the writer Shlomo Melech was able to put it in such a language straight, without any kind of what do I say? No boundaries. According to the translation, says, let us intoxicate ourselves with loving making. 18. Come, let us take our fill of loving making until the morning. Yeah, this will say. 19. For the man is not at home, is gone on a long journey. So obviously she tries to bring him into her house to be able to make love and to tell him, don't worry, that nobody's here. There is no way that you have to feel with any fears. Now the question is why she says "Ena ish bevito." Surely she's talking about when she says there is no man here. Probably she means that my husband is Ori. This is what, according to the simple meaning, the woman seduces the lad by telling him that her husband is not at home and there is nothing to fear. Ibn Ezra makes a point. What does she refer to her husband but say the man? So means we see what kind of a woman is she, that she has a husband, it means nothing at all. Don't worry, he's not going to surprise us because he gone on a long journey. So you can feel very free and without any boundaries. So הכסף לקח בידו 20. He has taken the bag of money with him. On the appointed day, he will come home. Which, if we follow the idea, is that she was to ensure the man that she is now making love with, that the husband is not coming so quickly because he took the money with him to spend, to buy whatever. So according to the amount of money that he has taken, doesn't seem to be that is coming now, and is not going to surprise us. He will come on the appointed day, the day that, so we are quite free. Now Rashi says that, like, when if we're trying to put it as an example for the evil inclination, that he's talking about the man which represents God. To say, like, when the Yetzer Hara speaks to you, to the man, to the person, he says, don't feel any limited, whatever, because God is left, is not with us, and therefore you can forget about God. You can even go and worship an idol. ותטור ברוב לקחה, number 21. She swayed him with all her talk, with a smooth talk. Page, next page. Of her lips, she entices him. I think that there is no need here to explain. I think it puts it so vividly, it's so simple. And when we are talking about, again, if we can imagine and put this woman that he's talking about, this is how the Yetzer Hara, our evil inclination, managed to entice a person to do the wrong thing, to present that things are going to be so nice, enjoyable, and etc., etc., etc. And therefore, the introduction was, unless you have the wisdom of Torah tied up to you, to watch you every minute, is very possible that we will seduced and will be enticed to be what not you actually want to be, and what basically you are and were, but now are things going to change you to be a different person. Um, 22. He follows her immediately as an ox goes to the slaughter, and as a viper to the chastisement of a fool. He brings here what from Rashi, one. It puts it's like a snake which runs quickly. Rashi said that this, like, does it again, this Yetzer Hara. Just as an ox brought to the slaughterhouse does not realize that he will lose his life, neither does this fool realize the woman with whom he is intimate is trapping him with her fetters, like the sturdy chain used to chastise the fool. He further suggests that the fool does not realize that the chain tied around his foot is meant as a chastisement, thinking that is meant as an ornament. I think that's the interesting how so simple managed to picture the way how the evil inclination by vividly describing how this harlot managed to sway and to attract and trap the person. Okay, I think that we would have enough for tonight, right? And
Thank you so much, Rav. Yeah.
I want to wish you all Chag Sameach. Tomorrow night, we hope that it should be Yom Simchatenu, the day to rejoice. Obviously, it's difficult with a heavy heart if we continue to hear what we hear. But we hope that Kadosh Baruch Hu will help us, because where some moments when a week ago, 2 weeks ago, when it was a big achievement that they caught the Nasrallah and other things that were successful. But unfortunately, this was for a short time. But still, the war is going on, and the people were killed and injured. So let us hope that we can be able to rejoice with a good, full heart Sukkot holiday when it comes. So I wish you Chag Sameach.
Amen. Chag Sameach.
Good news.
Amen. Chag Sameach and Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Chag Sameach, Shabbat Shalom.
You guys in Chutz La'aretz, you've got again 3 days.
Yeah. It's quite a marathon.
Good reason to make Aliyah.
This is the price that you are in Chutz La'aretz. Okay. Chag Sameach.
Chag
Good night.
Sameach.
Shalom. All the best.
Chag Sameach.
Bye.
Love to you.